Depression. The truth about depression. By the way, for those of you who don't know, this is a new series or show I launched. Our podcast. I don't even know what it is, but it's basically me riffing on a certain topic and me pursuing the truth of a certain idea. And depression is one that I'm quite familiar with. I've suffered from depression almost my entire life. And today I'm feeling it. I'm feeling depressed today. And it's crazy because I was feeling so good for about a week, and somebody said one thing to me which just kind of threw me into a little bit of a tailspin. And then my attitude started to change, and then all of a sudden it was like a downward spiral from this like high of I can take on the world to the world starting to cripple me, or feel like the world's starting to cripple me. And I've gone through it so many times now that I can address it. I can see it coming. I know how to pull out of it most of the time. And sometimes in the past I would, let it completely overcome me. And I'm somebody who has, addiction problems. I've had addiction problems almost my entire life as well. Started with sugar as a kid, led to some other things as I grew up, some of which I'll talk about in future podcasts. But I'm able to handle it a lot better than I used to. I used to be in despair about it. And if you're someone who's depressed, there's two main questions that I think should be asked. And one is, are you exercising? Are you someone who's regularly pushing your body, sweating, getting to a sweat? And are you eating healthy foods? And I know those questions are a little hard for some people, but if you're not constantly pushing your body, it's likely you're going to eventually get depressed or have depressed feelings. And part of the reason is because our bodies are built to be pushed. And there's actually one other reason. One of the other reasons you might be depressed is if you don't have some sort of a goal or a mission in your life that you're looking to attain. So there's three things. And for me, I'm a very purpose-driven person. If I don't have a purpose, or I don't feel like I have something I'm aiming towards, I will often just go into a tailspin, and I'll feel depressed. Sometimes it gets really extreme, but that's also a gift in a sense. And the reason it's a gift is because, you're somebody who's just hugely passionate about having a goal or having a mission in your life. And the greatest people who ever did great things, there's people who probably get depressed if they're not following that dream. So it's actually a gift. The question is, how do you find that thing that you're aiming towards? So as a base, if you're not exercising, you're not eating healthy, try those things. I know it might seem hard, but just do it consistently. Ask yourself, is this a lifelong thing, or is exercise and eating healthy something I just want to do temporarily? It's probably got to be a lifetime thing, right? And if that's the case, that just means you have to be exercising. There's no way around it. And that's kind of a shift that happened for me, actually, where I asked myself, if this is a lifetime thing, that means I just have to do it. And no matter, even if it's really hard, even if it sucks and I don't want to do it, like I just have to do it. And I'm now at a point in my life where I exercise pretty much 6 out of 7 days of the week, sometimes 7 days a week. Sometimes, I veer off, but I'm at a point right now where I cannot not exercise. I'm either running, going to the gym. We just got a Peloton. Anything that can make you sweat. And even if it's just a brisk walk is great. And eating healthy. People don't realize how much eating affects them. But in terms of the goal, the big goal that you have to be finding, a lot of people this is the existential question of humanity. What is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing in life? Why am I here? And, um, and, you know, Joseph Campbell, I'll talk about him in a future podcast as well, but Joseph Campbell basically says, the search for bliss is bliss. If you don't know what your mission is, if you don't know what you're meant to do, your mission is to find out. And to me, that is so much more exciting than the mission itself. Like, once you have your mission, you're kind of, you only have one thing that you're supposed to be doing, one main thing. But if you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, if you don't have a passion, or your life mission or your life purpose, your purpose is to find out. And that means you have to dabble in a whole bunch of different things. Who knows what it could be? And I'm personally excited because I think technology is exponentially emerging in a way where these new tools are being created that are calling on these new creators to find their purpose that never existed before. So, for example, when Vine came out back in the day, all those Viners before Vine, they weren't anybody, they didn't have anything, and all of a sudden this medium emerged that matched their art form. And then some of them became, millionaires just by creating 6-second videos. And the same thing with TikTok. The same thing, with Yeti mics. Like, Yeti mics emerged a new set of creators that didn't exist because, they made it affordable for people to have microphones and have professional grade, audio. Games that come out. There's an exponential amount of new art forms that are coming. Tesla cars. Like, before Tesla cars, how would these, Tesla fanboys and girls be creating content? That's why I'm really excited about the future, because more and more of these art forms are emerging, and a lot of people don't see that. And to me, if you're someone that doesn't have a purpose, if you are searching for that purpose, it's a patience thing. Maybe your medium isn't created yet, or maybe you need to create that medium that is going to emerge you. But I promise, if you just keep dabbling and looking around and trying out different things, you're going to find that thing that you're supposed to be doing. Everybody, I believe, has a purpose. And in the future, I think, technology is going to expose the artist and creator in all of us. And so I keep that in mind for myself. If I'm working on my company, my current app, it's Vlog Easy. It automatically edits videos for you. I kind of had to put a lot of things on the side to make sure that goal and dream is fulfilled. And, there's a lot of different things I could be doing right now. I could be dabbling in a whole bunch of other things, but I'm just really sacrificing a lot of those things to make sure that purpose is fulfilled. And if that doesn't work, then I'll find something else. But I think it's going to work. So that's why I'm putting everything I have into it. And if it does work, that'll bring me a whole bunch of new resources that I'll be able to use to dabble in a whole bunch of other projects that I didn't dream of before. But yeah, you don't even need a lot of money these days if you want to, search for that dream or goal. And by having that goal of looking for the goal, that is a purpose for you. And the cool thing is every single human goes through that. It's not like you're the only one that doesn't know who you are. It is the existential question of humanity. Who am I? How much power can I attain? How many people's lives can I change? Like, who am I supposed to become? I think a lot of us get sucked into this world of not knowing who they are because they're following all these other people on Instagram and they're following other people on social media, trying to figure out who they are through them. But that's the thing, is it's impossible to try to be someone else. So that's why I'm excited. I think we're about to enter the Renaissance. This is a similar pattern that's happened in the past. If you look at the Dark Ages, kings and queens for about 1,000 years after Greece, during the Greek era, there were philosophers, there was mathematics, there was art, there was all these new forms that came out. And then for about 1,000 years, humanity entered the Dark Ages, and kings and queens were basically hoarding all of those ideas. So math, people didn't know about math anymore. People didn't know about certain art forms. People didn't know about philosophy, like a lot of the philosophy that we take for granted, like for 1,000 years during the Dark Ages, that was gone. And then all of a sudden, the Renaissance hit after, and all that stuff came back again. And all of a sudden, people realized, oh my God, it doesn't have to be dark all the time. We don't have to live in this dark age of despair. Like, life is so much more beautiful than that. And I think we're in a similar phase right now. I think we're living through a certain dark age, and the Renaissance is coming. And I can see it's already here, but it's coming in a way that humanity could have never dreamed before. And at some point, there's going to be a tipping point, and we're all going to be artists in a way. And we won't have to worry about making money anymore. I think that's going to be solved. I'm gonna do another podcast about that. But yeah, that's how you cure depression. Have patience that whatever your thing is coming, and you are in the exciting phase right now that you get to go out and try to discover what that is. It's so exciting. You could be anything right now. As soon as you find your thing, you're only that one thing. But when you don't know who you are, you could be anybody. So try to look for what you want to do and what you want to become. That's all for today.